Today, NASA posted a lovely image of Houston and all the sediment that is cascading into the Gulf of Mexico. Underneath it, I basically said, all I thought during the unfortunate flooding event is how the majority of sediment is not even earth anymore, but plastic, electronics, devices, chemicals, etc. It's not even sediment. It's all stuff made by humanity. It's excrement. And I got a backlash from the community and I'm trying to figure out why they would consider myself like a 16-year-old philosopher. The thing that destroys it the most is humanity. So you take this thing, let's just put it in perspective for you guys. Let's take all of Chicago, right? Let's take all of Chicago, flood it today, and then send it all into Lake Michigan as soon as all the cascading waters go. What goes with it? It isn't just like dirt on the streets. It's plastic bottles. It's extra stuff. I mean, I'll just even say a small example, right? This is just an eggshell. That's just an eggshell. We got a piece of metal here. What else can we find? I mean, we could find you many things in just a small little space that continues to go down. What's that? Piece of plastic? Oh, that's lovely. I'm gonna throw that away if I can. Oh look, here's what used to be left of a light. Can I find anything else? Oh look, plastic. No, that's paper towel. That'll be disposable in about, I don't know, 6 months. It's more plastic right here. Right. We're just gonna go down the line, right? I'm walking down the street from my house. This is a very nice, well-kept area, if you ask me. It's a nice, well-kept area. And this is all gonna happen, right? This would end up down the street in a flood. It'll just fall away and go. What else, you know? Because it's not all this. It's not all this green space. We love to think that it's that. It's not all that. It's not all that at all. It's all this shit. So all this shit ends up in the water supply. So for all you guys who are like, ooh, well, it's not sediment at all. This ends up in the bellies of fish, of whales. They dissect these fuckers because they're dead on the beaches. Birds. They all eat this stuff, man. They all eat all of this stuff. And what happens? Oh, well, we're not responsible. We're humans. We're not, supposed to take on that responsibility because it's not our fault. More plastic. I'm just walking down the street from my house. This is on green space. That's well-kept green space. I can take you down that way if you want me to, and I guarantee you I'll find a whole lot more. Get to where the street is at, down the street, and I'm going to find a whole lot more. But take a city like Houston, a really fucking big, busy city like Houston, right? And let's see how much of this we can find that's now sediment in the water supply of the Gulf of Mexico. Let's have some real fun. Let's think about, okay, we're gonna just say that on this block alone, this townhouse, and that townhouse, that townhouse, that townhouse, all has 20 individual homes that have low spaces that all are ground level and under, that all contain everything you could possibly imagine inside your own home. So take that, let's flood it all out to a space, right? So let's say this is the ocean, right? This is just what's going to be a lake at some point, or what used to be a lake. It's going to be more of a lake later when the waters rise. Let's take all of everything in someone's house, right? And then shove it out with the current into that, right? That's supposed to be the ocean. It's supposed to be nice and pristine and clear and lovely. We take all of our belongings and do that. So human sediment now is considered something that people they have never even thought about until this actually happens. And then in 10 years, 5 years, when all of our marine biologists are like, by the way, there's a whole bunch of shit in the ocean from what used to be humanity from X time. It's human sediment. That's what it is. It's a concept that is now, it's happening, and people are denying it. Just like staring to the sun and being like, oh, there's a bright star there. But it's not a star, it's just a ball of bright light in the sky. I don't get where you people come from when you deny your own actually, like the actual possibility of something happening in front of your eyes. And you're just gonna be like, well, that's not happening. That's not a thing. This isn't a thing in the waters of the ocean. Times this by 500,000 and put it in the Pacific and then have birds and whales all show up on the shore and see what happens with them. They all eat this stuff. It's human excrement. It's ridiculous what we do to our planet.